Hi everybody, Jeri Bellini here from Recycle Parts for Art, and today's video is shop updates. And the first thing I'm going to show you in the shop updates is smashed bottle caps, right? Aren't they cute? I think you could do a lot of things with these. I've seen them nailed or glued onto like a birdhouse roof, and I've seen them glued around mirrors. I've seen them glued on boxes. I've seen them as jewelry. Use your imagination. I think there's 25 of them here. I'm going to put them in the shop. And I have a lot of regular bottle caps too. And I think I'm going to start listing those in the shop. I'm not sure if I'll do that this week or not. All right, next thing I want to show you is this really neat embroidery label book. All right, it's in kind of sad shape, but I wouldn't use the book per se as the book, although, you know, I might use some of these papers for ephemera. And what it is, and I'm going to flip through the whole book so you can see it, it's little patches. And I'm not really sure what the age is of it. I didn't really see. Oh, 1976. Forgive me. 1976. So that's a cool picture. So they're little patches, and sometimes they're glued down and sometimes they're not, of embroidery. And aren't they cute? They're adorable. They would be awesome in some kind of collage, I think, or stitched onto something. Okay, some of the pages are a little ripped, or more than a little ripped, but the patches are still there. And there's all kinds of patches, and there's some children's patches and flowers, and oh, that tree is really beautiful. And easier to show you here in a video than to take photographs of this. So I would, you know, I would repurpose these patches. And there you have it. So look for that in the shop this week. This, my friends, is, I'll take these out of here, is a bucket of goodness. And it is vintage buttons from anywhere from the 60s, 70s, 80s. And they are vintage plastic, old plastic, and some of them have shanks and some of them are flat. They're all different shapes and sizes. We sell these by the pound. They are sold 1 pound, 3 pounds, and 5 pounds, I believe. And we sell a lot of these and have a lot, and I love them. And they're just vintage buttons, and you can use them for a million things. You could use them for collage, mosaics. You can use them on altered books. You could certainly use them on clothing, on little hand-stitched things, what have you. But that's that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. And check these out. These are gorgeous. There will be a few of these big ones, and this is pretty big. Let me show you. So that's a quarter, and that's the button. And there'll be a few of those in there. And if you just like these, because these make really great altered book buttons. They're really interesting on an altered book. I do believe these are sold separately in the shop. And a lot of these buttons are sold separately in the shop as well. Take a peek, see. As those listings expire, the separate ones, are probably going to just sell the buttons by the pound, because we just sell so much of them by the pound, and it's so much easier. Let me just share with you some storage that I have, some storage things. And they're these plastic vials. These are 5 inches, I believe, and these are, I think they're 8. Let me see, I don't want to lie. Nope, they're 6. Sorry, those are 6, and these are 4. Gosh, Jer, drink some coffee. Anyway, these have been used. And so they have this really nice top that is just a plug that you can put all kinds of beads, sequins, whatever, little trinkets to store. And these are called hang-up plugs. They have a hole in the top, and so you can hang them on something. We used them in the store, and these have not been used. The next thing I wanted to show you is these ceramic pieces, and they were handmade by a lady that lives out in California, I believe, and the name of her company is The Face by Diane Briglieb. And I used to carry these in the shop, and some of them are flat, like this one's flat and it has 2 holes, and so's that one. And some of them have this this little ceramic thing in the back so that you can put a chain or a rope or something and you can hang it on something. So they're very interesting. I always thought, and we did sell quite a bit of them. We actually also have, which these are not listed in the shop yet, but we also have these faces that she made, and I do plan on getting these in the shop sometime soon. And this is what we used to do with them. We used to bead around them, and they're aren't they beautiful? This is a small one, and here's another one. We just love them, and you would wear them as a pin. This one has a pin back on it. You could wear it as a pin. You could pin it onto a hat. It could be the center for, you know, a collage and assemblage art you could use it in. And these you could use also as assemblage art. And I'm just going to pop the tray over here. See, I have a whole tray of them. And I hope to get some of these listed. This is an awesome book. All right. It is 7 3/4 by 5 1/2, and it is rather thick, and I have never seen anything like this, about 1.5 inches. I've never seen anything like this before. Signs of My Friends, and it says signs. It's the horoscope signs, and it's it's embossed, okay, and the back is nice. And it says Signs of the Friends of Teresa Hill. And in the beginning, it explains to you how to use the book. And it's dated 1945. And it looks like there is some writing in it. So the person who owned the book put their friends' names down here and then the things that the people liked. And it's fascinating. And it talks about the horoscope of those born under the sign of Sagittarius, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I thought somebody, I personally don't do horoscope things, but I found it to be a really interesting book that back in the 40s that they were doing stuff like this, and they actually made books on it. So you can see that there's some writing in here, and each month it tells you a little bit about, you know, you are thoughtful and prudent, blah, 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 if you're Libra, that kind of thing. So I just found the book to be very fascinating. So there you have it. So there's some writing in pen and pencil, and lots of empty pages, people's names, when he was born, or that says Sissy Fisher, 1932. Oh, and it has different things about different people that were born on that day. Rembrandt was born on June 15th. Very interesting. Anyhow, look for this in the shop. Okay, I'm downsizing. Let me move you up so you can see the whole box. And this is just one of the many things that I have too much of, and I have got to get rid of some of this stuff. So I've made a category in my shop called DeStash Supplies, and that is stuff that I previously owned. And you're gonna see, I hope, a lot of stuff in there. So this is a big box of ribbons, and this is vintage ribbon here. It's acetate ribbon, so it's a little different. And it says it's got 100 yards on it, and it's almost about full. There's some velvet ribbon here. There's some more acetate down here. There's some really nice satin ribbon. This is really pretty. Look at the size of this roll. I mean, really, and it's beautiful ribbon. all different kinds of ribbon. This is more acetate down here. This really wide one, I can tell by feeling it. And yep, this is 2 3/4 inch wide. So, all right, so look for this in the store. I'm going to just baggy it up. Probably this will make a couple bags, I don't know. And look at this, a whole roll of this beautiful grosgrain ribbon. All right, so look for stuff like that. I have a whole box at the house, at the little house, of fabric that I've been refolding my fabrics and stuff, and so I've got all these little pieces that I am putting in a big box, and I'm gonna baggy them up and sell them as fabric scraps. All right, so this is some more ribbon, but it's got wire in it, so I'm gonna keep this separate. Okay, so this will be a separate listing. 5 yards. This is an entire 25 yards, I believe, is on this one. Burgundy wire ribbon. Is it wire ribbon? Yes, it's wire ribbon. Okay, so you get the gist. I have this plastic. I think kids make lanyards or something with it, so I have some of that. I have white. This is round. This is flat. And I have a gray one that's flat too. Look for that in the store. Under DeStash. And I think that's about it for today, guys. I'm going to keep it short. I have to go over to the little house and unpack some more fabric, and I will have some more stuff to show you in a couple days. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you have a blessed day full of love and recycled art. I almost forgot to say that.